What's up, Facebook? So I thought starting, one sec. I thought starting the 2018, I wanted to make a video at the end of each year and talk a little bit about what I learned and hope that, I'll be able to help out at least somebody in some way. So for 2018, I guess the gist of the year, what I learned was if you're struggling emotionally or with self-esteem or self-confidence, or you're not happy with yourself, you should, do something about it. Okay, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Obviously, we make New Year's resolutions, many of which we keep, maybe some we work on a little bit. But I'm talking about work on you as a whole, not just little things. It's always good to, okay, New Year, I want to get in good shape. I want to watch TV less. I want to do this or that. That's all good. But I mean, just figuring out how to become the ultimate you, the person you want to become. So I don't want to make this a super depressing video, but I do want to touch up a little bit on the lowest point of the year before I get into what came out of it and how I came to that conclusion. And I guess that requires telling a little story that's kind of sad. So just hang tight, it'll get better. I'll talk about what good came out of it. So, beginning of the year, I was still on my mission in Armenia. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure most of you know, but I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You guys know us as Mormons. Most people, that's kind of a nickname. I'll have to talk about that in some other video why we're called that, but I was living in Oliverdi, Armenia. That was cool, I came home from a mission. Everything was weird for a while, but it was cool, I forgot all about all this candy I hadn't eaten for 2 years and what American milk tastes like and American hamburgers and all that good stuff. So that was cool for a while. Then I started working at Twin City Foods, which I worked at to save up for my mission 3 years ago, after I worked at McDonald's for a little bit. Ugh. Anyway, I remember all these rumors going around work that, hey, once we hit June, once we hit the summer, we're going to have 12-hour days every day, 12, 13-hour days every day, and you're not going to have a life, and life's going to suck, but you're going to make a lot of money. And I thought about it, and I was like, well, I want to make money, but I need time to do me, I need to get my driver's license. And I remember one morning just really bummed out, I was telling my dad, Dad, if we work every single day, I'm going to come home tired and just go straight to bed. I'm never going to have time to practice driving. And just FYI, I still don't have my license, but I'm getting there. I'm a lot closer to having it than when I got home from my mission. Anyway, I remember telling my dad, I'm not going to have time to do anything, Dad. Sorry it's cold, that's why I'm shivering a little bit. And my dad's just like, Dante, it'll be hard, but you'll still have time to practice driving, work 12 hours, come home, drive for a little bit, and then go to bed, you'll still have time, And he said, at some point, I know you want to quit this job, but at some point, you're going to have to work jobs that you hate, that you don't like, and it'll motivate you to go one day at your dream job, work hard and go to school, learn a trade, something like that. And I realized he was right. So a couple months later in August, I hit the lowest point of 2018, but it was also the lowest point of my life, just kind of gray area, a time where you feel like nothing's going right and you just don't know what to do. So I was sitting in this metal box spraying, I don't remember if it was corn or lima beans, one of the two. I think it was corn, some vegetable anyway. Sitting in a big metal box on a stool in what's called the tunnels at work, which I hate the tunnels. Just ask anyone I work with. But I remember wearing my rain gear, spraying corn down a drain, getting soaking wet, and it was dark, and I had on a flashlight, and I was just thinking about life, and I was alone, so I was trying not to fall asleep. I was really tired, and I remember just thinking nothing in life is going well right now? Well, nothing. I just thought about my problems, 99% of which are emotionally based, And I was just like, when's life gonna get better? I served a mission. I thought I'd be blessed for that. And I had been. They just weren't coming the way I thought they were. It was really hard, and I remember looking around and I realized I was alone. No one else was. I know I was the only one in the box, the metal box. And I just started tearing up like really hard. I just started sobbing. I was like, "Oh man, no, don't cry. Your guys don't cry. You gotta be a man." But they just kept coming, and my glasses were getting all fogged up. So I turned off the hose for a little bit and took off my safety glasses, wiped them on my shirt, put them back on. But they just kept coming. They just kept fogging up. And I remember just saying a prayer, and I was like, "Man, Heavenly Father, like life really sucks right now. Like, can it get a little better? Can you cut me a little bit of slack? Can you give me a blessing or two for serving a mission? Like, when are those? Help me out here, Lord, please." I remember getting this really warm feeling, and I was comforted. And I went to bed that night, and I was still feeling miserable, and I said a prayer before I went to bed, and I was like, said the same thing, like, "Heavenly Father, every day is really hard. I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I feel super alone. I don't feel good about myself. I'm really struggling with self-esteem right now. I feel like I don't have any friends. Like, please help me." And as I crawled into bed, I got this really warm feeling all over my whole body. And it was like, I just hear this voice, it's the Holy Ghost. It's God speaking to me through prayer, which he'll do for anyone who seeks him out in humility. And it said, "Dante, these trials right now, these emotions you're having aren't a coincidence. You're supposed to be having them." And it was so clear, and it said, don't overthink these trials. These are for your own good. These are going to help you become the kind of person that you want to be. You want to be a person who is well loved, well liked, someone that people want to be around, someone who's always happy, for the most part. We all have our ups and downs. And someone who's slow to anger, someone's kind and patient and loving. That's the kind of person you want to be. Because I've told God that before in prayer. And he said, if you want to become that person, you have to go through this first. And I knew then that these trials that were happening, these weren't just trials that happened because, they were supposed to happen. They were specifically for me. I remember the last couple weeks of my mission having this feeling when I was praying that when I got home, life was going to be hard for a while. It's like God was preparing me for it. I remember getting this feeling like, hey, when you get home, it's not all going to be peaches and cream, okay? Not everything's going to be perfect. You're not going to suddenly go home and be happy and, get your license right away and start school and get a girlfriend or whatever. It's going to be hard first, but you'll get through it somehow, And I guess the result of those really hard couple of months was I finally got that motivation to improve myself. I started running on the treadmill. I've actually been kind of going through a wave of sadness again. I've been eating a lot of junk food, but I'm getting motivated to get on the treadmill again, I got motivated to get on the treadmill and get in really good shape and just work on me, become someone who never gets angry with people even when they're rude, someone who is well liked, someone who is selfless, someone who has charity for everybody. But I couldn't get that motivation on my own. I had to suffer first for a while. I had to feel alone. I had to kind of get through that in order for me to kind of open my eyes one day and realize that was how I was going to deal with it. And I realized that a lot of my emotional pain I have sometimes has to do with stuff that happened years ago. I realized there's some stuff that happened years ago in middle school and high school, some really hurtful stuff that I never got over, I guess, on the inside. I guess getting picked on and stuff sometimes, and in some cases, I'd say I got bullied, I don't think I ever got fully over that pain. Um, it sounds kind of sad, but it's okay because I figured out how to go about dealing with it. I'm just gonna work on me. I'm gonna get in really good shape, and there's a brighter tomorrow, and there's for everybody. So I guess the bottom line is, if you're going through a hard time, things will get better. You just gotta work on you. Become that ultimate person. Become an uncommon person. Just just be the best you that you can imagine. And if you're religious, always feel free to pray to God. If you're not, reach out to your friends. If you don't have a ton of friends, or maybe not even any at all, feel free to message me on Facebook. We'll talk about it. We'll be friends. I'll be someone you can talk to. And it'll all be good. I'm wishing you all a happy New Year's. I'm hoping 2019 is awesome for all of you. I have a really good feeling about it. Like, everything's gonna be pretty cool. So, anyways, until next time, Happy New Year, everybody.